Imagine a mystery so perplexing that investigators, scientists, and experts walk away defeated. Cases closed. Files archived. Hope abandoned. But then, decades later, a single breakthrough changes everything. Today, we're diving into the top 10 mysteries that were solved after everyone gave up. Stories where persistence, technology, and sheer luck unveiled truths that seemed lost forever. From ancient riddles to cold cases that haunted generations, these solutions will leave you absolutely stunned. Let's begin. At number 10, we have one of history's most infamous unsolved cases, Jack the Ripper. In 1888, this unidentified serial killer terrorized the Whitechapel district of London, brutally murdering at least 5 women. For over 130 years, the identity remained a mystery that baffled detectives, historians, and armchair sleuths alike. But in 2014, businessman Russell Edwards purchased a shawl supposedly found at one of the crime scenes. Using advanced DNA analysis, forensic scientists extracted genetic material and compared it with descendants of the victims and suspects. The results pointed to Aaron Kosminski, a Polish barber and prime suspect at the time. While debate continues in academic circles, this DNA breakthrough gave us the closest answer to a question that haunted the world for over a century. The Ripper's reign of terror may have ended in 1888, but the mystery lived on, until science finally caught up. Coming in at number 9, the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. On July 2, 1937, the pioneering aviator vanished over the Pacific Ocean during her attempt to circumnavigate the globe. Despite extensive search efforts, no trace of Earhart or her navigator Fred Noonan was found. The case went cold for decades. But persistence paid off. In 2018, forensic analysis of bones discovered in 1940 on Nikumaroro Island, originally dismissed as male, were re-examined using modern techniques. The results? A 99% probability that they belonged to Amelia Earhart. Additionally, evidence of campfires, American-made artifacts, and even remnants of anti-freckle cream she was known to use painted a clearer picture. The evidence suggests Earhart crash-landed on the remote island and survived as a castaway before eventually perishing. After 80 years of speculation, the world finally had answers to one of aviation's greatest mysteries. At number 8, we enter the realm of cryptography with the Voynich Manuscript. Discovered in 1912 by book dealer Wilfred Voynich, this 15th-century codex is written in an unknown language or cipher that stumped codebreakers, linguists, and even World War II cryptographers for over a century. The manuscript contains bizarre illustrations of unidentifiable plants, astronomical charts, and mysterious human figures. Many believed it was an elaborate hoax, a meaningless collection of symbols designed to deceive. Then, in 2017, Canadian researcher Ahmet Ardik used AI pattern recognition and linguistic analysis to propose that the manuscript was written in Proto-Turkish using a lost phonetic system. In 2019, University of Bristol academic Gerard Cheshire claimed it was a form of Proto-Romance language used by Dominican nuns. While complete translation remains elusive, these breakthroughs cracked open a door that was sealed shut for 600 years. The Voynich Manuscript went from an impossible puzzle to a solvable riddle, proving that no mystery is truly uncrackable. Number 7 takes us to California in the late 1960s, where the Zodiac Killer terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area. This enigmatic murderer taunted police and media with cryptic letters and ciphers. While one cipher was cracked in 1969, the infamous 340-character cipher remained unsolved for 51 years. Experts tried everything: frequency analysis, computer algorithms, brute force methods, but the code stood firm. The case file gathered dust as investigators retired and the trail went ice cold. Then, in December 2020, a team of 3 amateur codebreakers, David Orenchak, Jarl Van Eyck, and Sam Blake, finally cracked it using a combination of modern software and innovative thinking. The message revealed the killer's chilling words: "I hope you are having lots of fun trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner." After half a century of silence, the Zodiac's voice was finally heard again, a testament to the power of persistence and collaboration. At number 6, we journey back to ancient mythology. For centuries, the city of Troy was believed to be nothing more than a fictional backdrop for Homer's epic poem, the Iliad. Scholars dismissed it as legend, a beautiful story with no basis in reality. But in the 1870s, German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann refused to give up on the dream. Following clues from ancient texts, he began excavating a hill in northwestern Turkey called Hazarlik. What he discovered shocked the world: layers of ancient cities built upon each other, one of which matched descriptions of Troy. Further excavations confirmed the city's existence, proving that the legendary Trojan War may have been rooted in historical events. What was once considered mythology became archaeological fact. Schliemann's discovery didn't just solve a mystery, it rewrote history, reminding us that ancient legends often contain kernels of truth waiting to be unearthed. Number 5 brings us to modern times. March 8, 2014, when Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 vanished with 239 people on board. The Boeing 777 disappeared from radar while flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, triggering the most expensive search operation in aviation history. For years, the plane's location remained a complete mystery. Search teams scoured millions of square kilometers of the Indian Ocean. Conspiracy theories flourished. Families grieved without closure. Then, debris began washing ashore. Between 2015 and 2017, over 30 pieces of wreckage confirmed to be from MH370 were found on beaches across the Indian Ocean, from Réunion Island to Madagascar to Mozambique. In 2018, sophisticated drift modeling and satellite data analysis narrowed the search area. While the main wreckage hasn't been located, oceanographers now believe they know within a relatively small area where the aircraft rests, approximately 1,900 kilometers west of Perth, Australia. The mystery isn't fully solved, but after years of anguish and uncertainty, the world finally has credible answers about what happened to MH370. At number 4, one of journalism's greatest mysteries. During the Watergate scandal in the 1970s, two Washington Post reporters, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, received crucial inside information from a confidential source they called Deep Throat. This whistleblower's tips led to President Richard Nixon's resignation. For over 30 years, the identity of Deep Throat was one of Washington's most closely guarded secrets. Speculation ran wild. Senators, CIA officials, even White House counsel were suspected. Woodward and Bernstein refused to reveal their source, protecting them at all costs. Then, in 2005, the secret finally emerged. Mark Felt, former associate director of the FBI, revealed himself as Deep Throat at the age of 91. He confirmed what many suspected but no one could prove, that he was the inside man who helped expose presidential corruption. His revelation solved one of political history's most enduring mysteries and reminded the world of the power of investigative journalism and courageous whistleblowers. Number 3 takes us to Russia, 1918. Tsar Nicholas II and his family were executed by Bolshevik revolutionaries during the Russian Revolution. The entire Romanov family, the Tsar, his wife Alexandra, and their 5 children, were reportedly killed and buried in secret. But for decades rumors persisted. Some believed the youngest daughter, Anastasia, and her brother Alexei had survived. Imposters claimed to be the missing royals. The mystery captivated the world, inspiring books, movies, and countless investigations. In 1991, a grave containing several bodies was discovered near Ekaterinburg. DNA testing confirmed these were Romanovs, but 2 children were missing. The mystery continued until 2007, when a second grave was found nearby containing 2 more bodies. Advanced DNA analysis in 2008 and 2009, including mitochondrial DNA comparisons with living relatives like Prince Philip, conclusively proved that all 7 Romanovs perished that night in 1918. After 90 years of speculation, the fate of the Romanov children was finally confirmed. Science closed the book on one of history's most haunting royal mysteries. At number 2, a mystery that spans over 2,000 years. In 1901, divers exploring a Roman-era shipwreck off the Greek island of Antikythera discovered a corroded bronze object covered in intricate gears and inscriptions. No one knew what it was. For decades it sat in museums, baffling archaeologists and historians. Some dismissed it as a navigational tool, others thought it might be a fake. The complexity of its mechanism seemed impossible for ancient technology. Then, starting in the 1970s and accelerating with X-ray computed tomography in the 2000s, researchers finally decoded its purpose. The Antikythera Mechanism was an ancient analog computer, a sophisticated astronomical calculator that predicted eclipses, tracked planetary positions, and even accounted for the irregular orbit of the Moon. Dating back to around 150 to 100 BCE, it demonstrated that ancient Greeks possessed technological knowledge far beyond what historians previously believed. This single device rewrote our understanding of ancient engineering. After a century of mystery, the Antikythera Mechanism revealed itself as one of the most remarkable artifacts in human history, an ancient computer that was 1,500 years ahead of its time. And at number 1, the mystery that took 44 years to solve. Between 1974 and 1986, a prolific offender terrorized California, committing at least 13 murders, 50 rapes, and over 100 burglaries. He was known by various names: the East Area Rapist, the original Night Stalker, but his identity remained completely unknown. Despite thousands of leads, DNA evidence, and dedicated investigators, the case went cold. Detectives retired. Victims aged. Hope faded. The Golden State Killer became a ghost, a phantom who disappeared into American suburbs. But in 2018, investigators tried something revolutionary. They uploaded the killer's DNA profile to GEDmatch, a public genealogy database. Using genetic genealogy, the same technique people use to find distant relatives, they built a family tree and narrowed down suspects. On April 24, 2018, police arrested 72-year-old Joseph James D'Angelo, a former police officer. His DNA was a perfect match. The Golden State Killer was finally caught, not through traditional detective work, but through innovative genetic genealogy that gave cold cases new life. D'Angelo pleaded guilty in 2020 and is now serving life in prison without parole. This groundbreaking technique has since solved dozens of other cold cases, proving that even when everyone gives up, the truth is still out there waiting to be found. These 10 mysteries remind us of an essential truth: no case is ever truly closed until the answers are found. Whether through technological breakthroughs, relentless determination, or simply the passage of time revealing new evidence, humanity's quest for truth never truly ends. From ancient civilizations to modern crime scenes, these stories show us that patience, innovation, and refusing to accept defeat can unlock even the most impenetrable secrets. They prove that the impossible is just the not yet possible. Which of these solved mysteries left you speechless? Do you know of any other cases that were cracked after everyone gave up? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you loved exploring these incredible stories, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most fascinating mysteries. Until next time, keep questioning, keep searching, and never stop believing that the truth is out there.